Hi everyone, hola, aloha, ciao, salut, ni hao, namaste, ohayo, yegamasuma, здравствуйте, привет, buna, dzień dobry, sziasztok, hello, sincha, yebosio, tere, assalamu alaikum, saskeka, marhaban, merhaba. So, I was going to say Zoeva, but it's actually Zoeva. I've got a new products out. They've got a holiday products, which are basically kind of you've got eyeshadow palettes in them, but I didn't get those. I wanted something completely new, which is this. Ta-da! This is Spice of Your Life. No, that's the Spice Girls. Sorry. Talking to the Spice Girls, they're regrouping, and what can you say? You need the money. You definitely need the money. I think you could do some money. I don't need any money. Oh, I'm just too posh. Sorry. I'm only kidding. Good luck to them out there. But anyway, this is called Spice of Life by Zoeva. I've actually got the Spice of Life kit here. I bought it from the Zoeva website, which is £38. In the Spice of Life, it includes one lip pencil. It includes a liquid lipstick. It also includes an basically a kind of like a highlighter and also blush set, and also at the bottom you've got the eyeshadow palette, so Spice of Life eyeshadow palette. They also have got a mini version of Spice of Life eyeshadow palette, which is about, I think it's about £11 thereabout. You can buy them individually, of course. Actually, when I say individually, I don't think you can buy the lipstick individually. I'm not too sure. When I was checking online at the time, they didn't have it available. The packaging is nice, but I'm struggling to open this, so give me a moment whilst I open this. All right. Alrighty, so I've got the packaging here. It is nice. You've got the plastic, which I took off. You've got the plastic sleeve, which I took off, and it's got the detail of Spice of Life in there. It tells you what's in the packet. Just to give you some details quickly, it does say here, without limits, encouraging exploration in makeup and in life, the Spice of Life collection enables women to take their look down a new path. Woo! Okay. Packed with a spectrum of shades ranging from neutral to bold, Spice of Life was created to help women get ready to explore the world and all the different things life can offer if they let it. All right, Zoeva. I mean, come on now. We're only talking makeup here. Come on. But that's what it says about the palette. And I'm just going to go quickly, first of all, and open up the palette. Hopefully the lighting is right and you can see it. Unfortunately, my little filming crew, aka my children, are still in school, so I can't use them to actually show the palette, and the lighting is completely, it's so dark at the moment now. It's gone, well, just reaching 3 o'clock and it is super dark. So hopefully the colors you'll be able to see, and yeah, they are actually true to color. Actually, I can see it on the screen here. And I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer so you can see. So each of the shades, they've got for names on them, and it does say here that you have got 10 eyeshadows, of which there are 4 mattes, 3 shimmers, and 1 metallic and 1 duochrome, and plus 1 glitter shade. I'm presuming that a glitter shade straight off is this one here, which is called Unlike Any Other. I'm just going to quickly give some swatches. So I'm just going to try the first shade, which is a nuance. Not bad at all, actually. Quite, I mean, you've got, it's a bit powdery, but it looks a bit, you can actually build this one up. So this is, yeah, I can see with the way it's behaving, you can build this color up very slowly, and you'll make it a bit more opaque. The next one is a glitter shade, so I'm just going to do that. And this one tells me rubbing it probably not a good idea, so probably what that would mean is slide it nice and smoothly. So that's the glitter shade. And then I'm going to try Fortuous Moment, and that's this one here. Again, can buildable, so the matte shades are definitely buildable. Oh, that's slightly shimmery, sorry about that. And then you've got balance the contrast. And that, woo, oh yeah, I like that, love that color, absolutely lovely. And just a couple of more shades. I'll try the matte so to see how they behave. So this one is surprises of life. Okay, so it's a bit patchy, but let's rub it and see. So this one behaves slightly different from the others, so I might need to pack this color rather than actually kind of trying to blend it that way. So try it that way. So see, the more you rub it, the more it sort of disappears. Right, so there is other shades. Now it's not all of them, I understand it's not the usual way I do my my swatches, but it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna start up with Off the Favor, which is this one here, and I'm just using a BH Cosmetic brush in number 5, and I'm just dabbing it in. Not a lot of fallout, needs to be built clearly, I can see that. And I'm just going to apply that as the base. It is very nice, actually blends in really easily. Next shade I'm moving on to is this one here, and this is called Shared Joy. And again, I'm using another BH Cosmetic, and this one's definitely, this color's got a lot more color payoff. A couple of dabs inside, and this is how much has come on the brush. And this is a BH Cosmetics brush number 6. So I'm just going to dab it a couple of more times. There's a little bit of fallout, and then concentrating this in my crease line to warm it up. And someone is ringing me. Never mind, I'll ignore them. And straight off I can see, oh yeah, there's definitely color payoff. Blends really, really easily. Let's see if I can build it up. Super easy. Next shade I'm using is this one, Surprises of Life. And this one I'm just going to concentrate mainly on the outer corner of the eye. Lots of color payoff. And I'm just going to try and pack that in first. And just blend that in my crease line. Alrighty, so this is the color. You do have to build it up and pack it in. Otherwise, if you just blend it, you kind of lose the intensity. But that's what I sort of thought from the swatch anyway. The brush that I used was the Morphe M139 brush. And I'm going to try, first of all, using my fingers. And I'm going to go for the main color is Balance the Contrast, which is the orangey brick red that they had. So this one here. And just try it with my fingers to see how much color payoff I can get. Ooh. Oh yeah. Right, wet brush at the ready. Let's see if, ooh, it picks up a lot more color with the brush. Whoa. Okay, let's, wow, you see the color intensity. Ooh, wet brush is the way to go. Yes, it needs to be wet to get the best result, but you have to drag it. Actually, I realized actually not too much, just short little drags, and it stays in place and you can build it up. So that's the red. And I'm going to go, the final shade I'm going to go for is this one here, which is variety is key. And I'm going to try not having put a new product on the same brush. I've cleaned it out. I mean, not having wet the brush. I'm just going to use that to kind of darken. I don't like that at all. Don't like that one little bit. Actually, I really don't like that. It just looks a bit muddy and nah, not for me. Right, so I'm just going to use one block shade, the same shade, but I'm not a fan of this at all. No. Let's try and put this shade on top. Going back in with Surprises of Life, which is the original red I had in the corners. And just tapping that in gently. What I'm also going to do is take that same shade under my waterline. And I'm going to go then and try and put fortuitous moments along my bottom lash. Take it about halfway through, just give it a little bit of glitter. Alrighty, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my face and everything else, and then I'm going to come back to quickly hopefully try the blush and the highlighter and see if that work, and the lipstick, and then I'll give you my final thoughts using also the lip pencil. I'm just going to put a black eyeliner on the waterline, mascara, you know, eyeliner as well, and then on the inner corners of the eyes I'm going to put Unlike Any Other, which is this bright one here. And then we can test out the rest of the product. So back in a mo. Nearly there. So we're just going to try the Spice of Life highlighting palette. Okay, so you can use the blush, which is Sinfully Delicious, which is this one here. It's got lots of shimmer in it. I can see that. Well, and I'm not sure that I would use that on my cheeks, but I'm going to give it a try to see what it works like, how it works out on my skin. But generally speaking, this is would not be a color that I would be using. So I'm just gonna try. This is a BH Cosmetic V3 brush. I'm just gonna go lightly first and see. There's a little bit that comes off, but not by much, actually. Bit of fallout. And okay, there's a bit more color there than I was expecting, but it still has shimmer in it, and that's not for me. I just can't. No, sorry, I can't do the shimmers. That's just not. No. So let's just use my usual oldie but goodie. So blusher is on. The one I've got is on oldie but goodie. It's cheap as anything. I find it from one of those hair shops, and I think the company is actually called Doris. It's weird, but it does work, and I like this color in the shade Terracotta. So if you're ever out in those hair shops, then have a look at makeup range that is called Doris, but that's where I found it. Right, so for the highlighter, we are going to try this, and the highlighter does look a little bit light for me. So I'm just gonna try with a Zoeva brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe highlighter brush. I know it looks as if I've used about washed it, so that's the color that it is. I'm just going to use a little amount for the other highlighter, which is a Sweet Relief. Hopefully it is not. Ooh, that's not bad at all, actually. That is not bad. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. I can get away with it. So the highlighter is not bad. It's actually buildable. And yeah, so that's fine. A little goes a long way. I could get away with using that one, but the other shade is no, for the cheeks and shimmer. Not if you've got texturized skin. It just doesn't quite work for me. Right, so we're just gonna try the lipstick, which is it's the Graphics Lips in the color Deep Thoughts. Super dark, and just going to line my lips, and I've just got the line wrong. It's not bad. It isn't as easy, the softest of formulas that I've ever tried, actually. In fact, I'm comparing it to the Morphe lip shades, which are much softer, really well pigmented, but this is pigmented enough. I'm just going to actually do a super thin line all over. Liner in place. Now let's just try the lipstick and see if, first of all, there isn't really a smell. Ooh, this is going to be a dark one, so let's see. Ooh. It is super pigmented and it feels as if it dries really quick, so I better hurry up. There you have it. This is my face all done. Wig's not quite right, but who cares? I'm gonna put a hat on, don't you worry about that. Hairline, wig, not a good look, but you're not bothered, are you? No. Right, so what do I think about this this whole kit and the palette and collection? For me, it is a nice collection, but I just feel it's somewhat underwhelmed. I just thought a Spice for Life, you know, I was expecting some really hot red, hot burning colors over there, not spicy, and unfortunately I didn't really get that. And the darker of the shade, you know, that I managed to put in as the outer corner shade that you would use to kind of smoke things out. It is dark, but from someone of my skin tone, I just feel like it ought to be a lot darker and a lot richer, and it isn't that. But if you are lighter, then definitely, obviously, it will show a lot darker on your skin tone. And yeah, I think what I do love the most, I mean, the palette itself is more okay. The highlight palette is, for me, is a no, despite the fact actually the other highlighter worked out quite decently. But because it's a set, what's the point of buying a set where you can only use one of the items? So for me, for that reason, I would say no. But because the blush part with the shimmers in there, it's just not for me, thank you. But somebody else might like it, so I'll take that into account. But for me, it's a no. The lip pencil is pigmented enough, but it isn't actually the softest formula I've ever come across. So therefore, I'm comparing it with others, and for me, that's automatically kind of like okay then. If it's there, I'll use it, but it's not one that I would actually go out and buy myself. Not with you know, if that's the formula for the lip pencils, I can't see myself buying those, simply because I've tried others which have you know, I feel are better. Well, the one thing that actually stands out the most for me that I would definitely go for, which I did not see individually, so I'm gonna have to try and search for it, is the lip color. It is really pigmented. You know, it has dried now, but what I do love about it is that it is really opaque, and the formula is so good that on the inner part of my lips, it's not even coming off. It's now dried complete to a matte shade. It is not emphasizing any of the all the lines in my lips. You're still going to see lines anyway, because every matte color, that's what happens, but it's not emphasizing them. And I really like the formula because it feels so light, and I literally forget that it is there, and I absolutely love the formula. So clearly one of the items out the whole lot is an absolute yes for me, the hands down, and I will be looking at other shades and to see what's available. If hopefully it is available. The others I can just bypass. if you are a much lighter skin tone or lighter skin tone, you will actually probably find that the impact of these colors are much better on your skin tone than mine. So I'm only going by my perspective, but I understand that they're not bad. It's not a bad palette. It's a Zoeva. It's not a bad palette at all. There's nothing I complain about the quality of the eyeshadows themselves. Some work differently than others. Others you have to sort of pack them on first of all to build the colors, and others you blend them easily and it's not a problem at all. It just feels a bit meh for me. That's my personal opinion. As usual, you can buy, actually before I say that, you can buy the other items individually as well, but for the lipstick, which I'm not too sure about, but you can buy them individually, so you don't have to go and spend £38 to buy the lot. By the way, Beauty Bay recently had a sale on, and I did try and buy it from there. They've got lots of Zoeva stuff over there. Still check them out. Really reduced, 30% off. So if you want to get, you know, the Zoeva stuff, brushes and the whole shebang, which I've actually bought myself, and I'm waiting for them to arrive, and I'll show you guys very shortly, probably Monday or Tuesday. I'll show you the stuff that I got in the sale. If you are interested in saving some money, then go and check Beauty Bay out, because I've got a whole ton of Zoeva and other you know, brands as well. So if you were trying to splurge on some of their brushes, which are fantastic by the way, then this will be a time to spend your money, because you can save quite a lot. Thank you very much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment if you haven't already. I do appreciate it, and I will speak to everyone shortly tomorrow with another eyeshadow palette. See ya.